Have you ever wondered why some people seem to live life on their own terms? They set their own schedules. They decide where they live, who they work with, and even how much they earn. They take vacations when they want to, and often, their income keeps flowing even when they're not working. Now, here's the twist. Many of these people didn't start out rich. Some began with almost nothing. What they had was something more valuable than money: the ability to think like entrepreneurs. And that's what we were going to talk about today: how you can benefit from entrepreneurship. Even if you don't own a company, even if you think you're not the business type. Because here's the truth: entrepreneurship is not a job title. It's not a position on LinkedIn. It's a way of thinking, and once you adopt it, your financial future changes forever. When you hear entrepreneur, maybe you imagine a Silicon Valley founder wearing a hoodie, raising millions of dollars for a new app. Or perhaps you picture someone opening a bakery, working long hours behind the counter. But at its core, entrepreneurship isn't about the type of business. It is about solving problems and creating value in a way that people are happy to pay for. Think of Sarah Blakely, founder of Spanx. She didn't invent shapewear. She found a problem. Women wanted clothing that made them feel confident without discomfort, and she built a better solution. She started with $5,000 in savings and built a billion-dollar empire. Or take Reed Hastings from Netflix. He wasn't the first to rent movies. He was the first to make it painless, then to pivot into streaming when the world was ready. That's entrepreneurship, anticipating needs before people even know they have them. The point? You don't need a revolutionary invention. You just need to spot the gap between what exists and what people actually want, and step in to fill it. We talk a lot about investing here on Investor School. Stocks, ETFs, real estate, and they're powerful. But the highest returns in history have come from businesses. Yes, buying Apple stock years ago was smart, but building Apple that turned Steve Jobs and his team into legends. The same goes for Elon Musk with Tesla, Jeff Bezos with Amazon, and countless small business owners you've never heard of who quietly built fortunes. Here's the magic: when you invest in a stock, you own a tiny piece of someone else's vision. When you act like an entrepreneur, you own the vision itself, and the upside is unlimited. Even a small niche business can outperform traditional investments. A well-run online course, a specialized consultancy, or an e-commerce store serving a passionate audience can generate returns that make the stock market look slow. And unlike other investments, you're not waiting for the market to go up. You're creating the growth. Money is just one side of the story. The other side is control. Entrepreneurship teaches you to take responsibility for your outcomes. It forces you to learn how to adapt, how to sell, how to negotiate, how to think strategically. These skills stay with you for life, even if your first idea fails. And let's be honest, many do. The skills you gain make you more valuable in any career, any economy, any market. And here's a little secret: failure in entrepreneurship often teaches you more than success. Because when you fail, you learn exactly what doesn't work, and that knowledge can save you years in the future. If this is opening your eyes, and you want more strategies to think like an investor and act like an entrepreneur, make sure you subscribe right now. You don't want to miss the next video. It might be the one that changes your entire financial trajectory. Stop waiting for the perfect plan. Launch something small, a service you can offer, a skill you can monetize, or even a hobby you can turn into income. My friend James started selling custom phone cases on Etsy. It wasn't glamorous, but within months, he was making more from that side hustle than from his part-time job. In the past, you needed a storefront, a big advertising budget, and an expensive website. Today, platforms like Amazon, YouTube, Etsy, and Instagram give you instant access to millions of people. Use them. Test your ideas. See what resonates. Let the feedback guide you before you spend big. In a job, you trade hours for money. In entrepreneurship, you build something once and it keeps paying you. That could be an app, a course, a book, a subscription service, anything that continues delivering value without your constant involvement. The moment you stop seeing problems as obstacles and start seeing them as opportunities, you've crossed the line into entrepreneurship. If there's a traffic jam, most people complain. The entrepreneur asks, how can I help people avoid this? If a product is overpriced, most people grumble. The entrepreneur says, can I offer a better, cheaper alternative? Entrepreneurship is not about working harder. It's about working smarter, finding leverage points where a small change can create a massive impact. Right now, somewhere in the world, someone with fewer skills than you, less money than you, and less time than you, is building something that will change their life forever. The difference is, they didn't wait for permission, they started. So here's your challenge. Within the next 7 days, identify one problem you can solve for someone. Then, take one small step to solve it. Because once you start thinking like an entrepreneur, the benefits go far beyond money. You gain freedom, purpose, and the power to shape your own destiny.